Welcome back, makers. If you're new here, my name is Jeanette Fryer. I am the owner and maker of JeBelle Sheek. So you guys, I apologize. I've been MIA for a week or two. It's because, I don't know if you've seen my Facebook page post, I did get a new laser machine and I had to take a trip to Sarasota to actually learn how to use that laser, y'all. So it was very exciting experience. So there will be more videos. There will be a video coming on how I engrave tumblers on my new laser. Y'all, I cannot tell you how excited I am about this laser and the potential that it is going to add to my tumbler making business. So bottom line, I will be able to engrave tumblers, anything on any type of powder coated surface, and y'all, I am so excited about that new journey. So stay tuned for videos on that as well. However, for today's video, we're going to be making a fun stripe kind of magnolia tumbler, y'all. So we're gonna be using some press on, or is it, yeah, I think it's like press on, you know, the kind of decals that you stick on the wall and things like that. And I actually found these patterns on Etsy, so I would link the description as to where I got these patterns from. So y'all, when I actually saw this magnolia pattern, it just brought me back to my childhood, because in our yard we had these big magnolia trees, and every year around springtime they would grow these big old large buds and these big beautiful flowers. So I just had to, you know, bring that vision to life and put it on a tumbler. So I hope you guys enjoy the video. Once again, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing, and also please don't forget to click that notification bell and also that thumbs up bell. That really helps my channel out. So you guys, so let's get into the video. Guys, so let's go ahead and get this tumbler started. Excuse my voice, I have like laryngitis or something's going on, but enough of that. So you guys, so let's get this tumbler started. So I'm starting with a 30-ounce Slurpee. I think I got this from Craft Haven. I really love this tumbler because it comes with this really cool lid and this really cool straw. So I'm really excited to use this type of tumbler. I have not used it before. So it does have a slight taper to it. So I actually, you know, kind of got used to doing straight tumblers, but hey, I'm definitely excited to use this 30-ounce Slurpee. So I have went ahead and spray painted it just a basic forest green color and taped off the top and the bottom. So let's get into our glitter colors. All right, so you guys, I did want a darker green to match what I am going for in this tumbler. So for the green, we're going to be using it is Mo Money by Vixen Glitter, and this just is a basic black that I think I got from Walmart or Hobby Lobby or something like that. But what I did is just mix about half and half as to what I thought would be enough, just so I have the type of green that I wanted. It's kind of like a rich, dark forestry green. So I'm really excited to do that. So for the glitter application, we are going to be using the epoxy method. So I'm going to apply that off camera, and we'll be back to apply the glitter. All right, you guys, so now I have my tumbler nice and coated with my thin layer of epoxy. So now we're just going to apply our glitter. Oh, I just really love this color. So you guys, if you don't have the color you want, hey, make it. I just really love it. It's kind of like a dark forestry green. It's so pretty. Of course, I'm gonna be extra and just roll it in the glitter. So you just want to make sure everything is nice and covered. And since we have a green base, everything should be nice and smooth. So exactly what I'm going for. All right, you guys, so I am going to let this dry for a couple hours since I did use the epoxy method. And then I am going to go in with a coat of glitter glue just to make sure all the glitter is nice and flat, and also apply 2 thin coats of epoxy. All right, you guys, so we are back. So I applied 2 thin coats of epoxy over the glitter, and it is nice and smooth. I did go ahead and just sand ever so lightly at the top and the bottom, and I cleaned the entire tumbler, the top and the inside and the bottom as well. So what we are going to do here, we're going to do our lines. So we're measuring from the glitter to the glitter. It is about 9 inches. So I am going to use that as a guideline to apply my paint lines. So what I'm going to do here is just use some regular painter's tape. This is about 1 inch wide. So this should just give me, you know, pretty much, you know, a guideline as to what I need. I'm just going to start directly at the top and just apply this all the way around. Just to give me some type of base, and then we're going to start applying our other lines. All right, I'm sorry I got out of frame there, you guys. All right, so we have our first line. So instead of wasting tape and going all the way along this tumbler, I'm just going to just take a little piece here as a guide and start my, when you're doing this, just make sure you're keeping everything as nice and straight as possible. And now I'm just going to take a full piece of painter's tape and do my second line. So this just helps keep your lines nice and straight. So in order to keep it straight, you just kind of hold it and turn it. This tumbler does have a little taper to it, so you are just going to have to kind of watch that a little bit. And basically you just want to try to end up right back in the same spot that you started at, if that makes sense. Alright, so I'm going to continue and do my other lines off camera just to save some time, and we'll be back. Alright, you guys, so I decided to pop back on here and show you what I was doing. I decided to switch it up and use some electrical tape because it has a little bit more stretch than the painter's tape. And of course the painter's tape is not going to allow me to, you know, stretch because it's not as stretchable as the electrical tape. So the electrical tape is working out much better. So I am just using the same concept as I applied before. Just applying like a little spacer in between each piece, and then continuing on applying my lines. Alright, so you guys, now that I've applied all of my tape, we did end up with a ever so slightly bigger line than the rest of the lines, but that does not matter. So where we have the spacers at, I am just simply just going to remove those spacers. And now we're just left with our stripe pattern going on. All right. So what you want to do before you start your paint process, just make sure everything is nice and sealed, so you won't have any type of bleeding, if you will. Just making sure all those tape pieces meet up evenly. If you have some that don't, just kind of adjust it. If your OCD gets the best of you, you can just cut off the excess. So that's what I'm doing. So next I'm going to go outside and just use some regular Rust-Oleum satin white spray paint and spray exactly where those spaces are. Being careful, just spray ever so lightly, just very thin coats, because I don't want any drips. We are back. I have finished spray painting it, and what I did was just spray paint it in light and even coats to keep the drips down. Everything is nice and smooth. So now I'm just going to remove the tape. And then if I have some overspray with some of those lines, I just remove that. All right. And you can see this electrical tape just made everything nice and crisp. Beautiful. So like I said, with a non-tapered tumbler, you just want to use electrical tape because that is not a straight curve up and down. So what I'm going to do next, I am going to let this fully dry, and then I'm going to pop it, I'm going to seal it with some Rust-Oleum matte spray paint, and then I'm going to pop it on my turner and give it one thin coat of epoxy. Alright you guys, so while I have my cup on the turner, I thought it would be fun just to add a little bit more dimension to these stripes so they just won't look so plain. And this is definitely going to match our decals. So I went in and added some High Roller by PDB, and it's just all these different colors of gold, had some silver in it as well. And I just think it's just going to add just the right amount of dimension to this tumbler just to break up these stripes. Alright, so here how it is looking so far. I think it's looking very, very beautiful. All right, you guys. Also, I wanted to tell you guys, normally when I have tumblers like this tumbler that's turning, I went to Walmart, got these little canister things you put, you know, flour or sugar in it. And of course I took the lid off, and just to make it higher for my tumbler, I actually took you know, some baby wipes in another little box to put it on here. And y'all, it is just a perfect size just to give my cup that coverage. Of course, you don't want any lint or dust or extra glitter. Of course, you know, I have this on here, so I didn't want any of this glitter coming over here. So this is definitely just the right amount of coverage for this tumbler. So y'all try them out. Just thought I'd share that with you. All right, you guys, so here we are. As I explained before, I did apply some glitter just to break up these stripes, and I think it turned out amazing. I had went ahead and cleaned the top and the inside and just gave it a light sand. So now we are getting ready to apply our lines. These are just some lines that I cut out in Design Space using the Shapes feature. And what we're going to do is just apply lines to each and every one of these stripes. And I am just going to follow the pattern of the just below the green portion and apply all of these lines. All right, you guys, so I'm gonna speed this up. All right, you guys, so now that we are done applying all of our lines, I did think I can go ahead and add the decal on here, but however, I do not want that, you know, like it, you know, indentation. So I am going to just apply a light coat, a quick coat, just to make sure everything stays in place before I apply one thin coat of epoxy. It's looking beautiful so far. So here we are. You see I have went ahead and applied our lines, so now we are ready to complete this tumbler and apply the final decals. Here I am just spraying some alcohol and just using a microfiber rag just to make sure everything is nice and clean. Alright, so everything is looking beautiful so far. Alright, so that was just with one thin coat of epoxy. Alright, so these are some rub-on transfers that I got from a shop on Etsy, and y'all, when I saw this rub-on transfers, I immediately had to put them on a tumbler, and I'm just over the moon. So, full disclosure, this is my first time trying them. They come in a sheet of 3, and you can actually cut them, you know, and just use the pieces that you want to use. So that is exactly what we are going to do. So I'm thinking that I want to use these big luscious ones, and we're essentially just going to wrap the tumbler in these transfers. So I'm just trying to make sure I get, you know, the big ones. All right, and this one looks big. And that's why I clean my cup with alcohol, because you want to make sure you have a nice clean surface. All right. I think I want one more. Let's see. All right, let me get these two on here and then we'll decide if we need more. All right, so from the directions, y'all, it just says, just place it on there and just rub it down. That's basically what it said. All right, so I want to kind of work on try and cover the parts where we had the seams at, where the lines met at, but y'all, I am kind of not seeing them under that epoxy. I guess that is a good thing. All right, so what we're gonna do is just kind of go in the middle. So I kind of want this one kind of directly in the middle like this. I'm going to take my squeegee tool. Pin them down. I'm just going to kind of make sure everything is going down smooth and no bumps or anything anywhere. Alright, so next I'm just going to just look on it. Y'all, look at that. So pretty. I don't know, the flower kind of looks opaque under it. And when it's coming through, so kind of looks kind of dreamy like. I really love it. All right, and they seem to be kind of, let me get my little tool. I got some air bubbles here. So I want to put another one on this side. Like we're gonna kind of slant it, you guys. I'm just going back to the other one. It just seems like, I don't know. All right. So I'm just using my finger just to press out all of these. And I am just going to lift up on it. And it comes off, they come off really pretty. I mean, really easy. More detailed than this one, which I like. So I'm just using my little tool here just to punch out some of those air bubbles. Okay. What do y'all think? I think less is more on this. So we already have a lot going on with the stripes and the glitter, and I'm thinking just these two flowers are just enough. I think I'm just gonna stop with these two. Just gonna look over the sheet and just make sure I don't want to add any tiny ones. And I really don't see any that I can add without like cutting them off completely. Maybe this one at the top with the, let's see. Yeah. All right, so we have a little small one that I have like cut the branch off, but in order to make it look like it's coming with the cup, I'm just gonna take the branch and butt it up directly up against the that we created. Stubborn. Look like it's part of the design. All right, I think that looks good there. All right, let's see what we're working with. Yeah, I think that just flows really pretty. You know, it just kind of looks like it's just another added element at the top. Now, when I have that there, I kind of want to add something. Add another little piece down to the bottom just to kind of balance it out. So let's see what we can add there. If I don't find a piece, I'm just going to leave it because I don't want it to look too busy. All right, and I think I have a piece, guys. All right, so I have this little same concept. It has a little branch coming out from there, but I think I'm going to, yeah. Trying to make sure I don't have too much overlapping. Well, I don't want any overlapping. I'm thinking I may just leave it. Let me see, can I cut this branch out right here? Because I really don't like that part. So the flower showing. Yeah. All right. That seems perfect. All right, so same thing. I'm just kind of, let's see. And y'all, once you get it down, it ain't no bringing it back up because it's kind of gonna get stuck on there. So you want to make sure you put it where you need to put it. Perfect. So you do have to go in and, because they're very thin once they get on here, you do have to go in and punch out the excess air with a little pin like this, because you don't want to leave too many holes. And just use your finger and just be very delicate with it. Don't overdo it. So you guys, I think that is all I am going to add. We have 2 big wraps around it and 2 little pieces coming up. And I did have some overlapping here, but I think it just adds to the whole fluidity of the tumbler. And y'all, I'm thinking I like it. I'm thinking I like it. All right, so before I really finalize this, I am going to go in with some bright, and that is just the glitter additive that I use by Peachy Olive Glitters, just to add some sparkle to these flowers. And we will be on to finishing this tumbler. Of course, after that, I'm just going to make sure I add 2 thin coats of epoxy, and we will be done. You guys, we are done. I know from the video there was a lot of steps and elements to this tumbler, y'all, but I think it was all worth it in the end. Look at that big, I'm just assuming this is a magnolia flower. It looks like it to me, so I'm gonna go with that. But look at that big flower. As you can see, I did add a couple of smaller ones to here, and y'all, it's just beautiful. So after I applied the decal, I actually went in with a coat of epoxy with some bright in the epoxy. So you guys, you'll be able to see in the after pictures, but y'all, it just gave that flower decal the right amount of sparkle. It is just so beautiful. And my initial vision for this was to not add glitter on here, just have the stripes. However, when I had it on the tumbler, I was like, glitter would just make it all come together. So you guys, let me know in the description box if you think that, in the comments below, if you actually think that would work. I am so pleased with it, and I actually think it just all came together very, very, very beautiful. I am actually loving it, y'all. It's just beautiful. So I'm definitely going to place this on my website and also my Etsy shop as well. So you guys be looking forward to that. I did want to do something to the lid. So you guys, you know, I'm going to get into doing some rhinestone videos. I'm going to start baby steps. Okay, so I did want to add some gold rhinestones to the lid. I still may. However, I may save that video for a whole nother video for you guys to see how I do my rhinestones. I've only done a couple lids, so I am actually getting better at it. However, practice, you know, is going to make me more proficient in doing rhinestones. So you guys, I really hope you enjoyed this tumbler tutorial. I am so happy with it. And this whole shape of this tumbler just really brought everything together because it's so large. And with it being so large, I definitely needed a large surface because of how big the flowers are. So it's definitely why I chose this 30-ounce Slurpee in it. Y'all, it's just so beautiful. So let me know if you guys have any questions or comments below. Please post those below, and I would gladly get back to you. All right, you guys. Ooh, I just can't believe it. Like, everything that I had a vision for this tumbler, it actually, you know, I actually made it happen. So I am so proud of it. So I hope you guys enjoy this tumbler tutorial as well. So once again, you guys, my quote for today's video is, you got to get up every morning with determination if you're going to go to bed with satisfaction. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So I try to, you know, start my day with just being positive and just, you know, just start out accomplishing those little tasks, and, you know, and just most of all, just be determined and motivated throughout the day. You know, that's the only way for a small business owner, because, you know, we're going to have those obstacles, and, you know, you guys, we just got to break through them. We got to break through them. So once again, makers, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing, and please stick around for more videos coming on my new laser and how I engrave tumblers with my new laser. So you guys, I am so excited to bring you some videos for that process as well. So don't forget to click that notification bell and also that thumbs up bell. Until then, makers, stay blessed and continue creating, and I will see you in the next video. Once again, makers, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing. I would love to have you on board. Also, I have created a new Facebook group in which we all get inspiration from others. It is a safe space to create and share. The link to the group is listed below.
Until next time, stay blessed and continue creating.